What part of America do you live in where this is okay? The cop got off scot-free for assaulting my wife, but he will pay. It was a Saturday morning like any other when my wife, Sarah, stepped out onto our front porch. Our beautiful colonial-style house was set back from the road, giving us a nice view of our front yard. Our street was part of our homeowners association, and recently they had been harassing us about some landscaping violations. My wife was just heading out to grab the morning paper when one of the HOA enforcers pulled up in his truck. He was a big guy, early 60s, bald, maybe best described as a neighborhood watch bully. The last time we'd seen him, we joked about him having a crush on our Sarah, because he always seemed to be around when she was doing yard work. But today, he was looking angry. My wife stopped and asked him what was up, thinking maybe he was having a medical emergency or something. Instead, he screamed at her, "You know damn well why I'm here. Your landscaping is a violation, and you've got to fix it today." Or my wife said, confused, "Didn't you send me a letter? I told you I needed a few days to order the plants." "That's not good enough. You're gonna have to rip it all out right now," he snarled. Now, my wife knew this guy wasn't gonna take no for an answer, so she tried to step back inside, but he blocked her way. And then he shoved her hard on her shoulder. She gasped and stumbled backwards, falling all the way down our front steps and onto the grass below. The next thing I heard was the screen door slamming behind me as Sarah cradled her shoulder and slowly got to her feet. As she stood there crying, the bully enforcer drove off, laughing maniacally. I don't even remember what happened next. All I know is that when I got outside, my wife was crumpled up on the steps, still holding her shoulder. This was my home, my family's home, and some punk thought he could just bully my wife like that and get away with it. No chance. As much as I wanted to chase after that bastard and beat him within an inch of his life, I didn't. Years of elite training kicked in. First, I helped my wife inside, then I followed. In less than 60 seconds, I had researched the company that hired the bully and found the owner's name and his home address. All during this time, my wife was pacing, crying, and holding her injured shoulder. When I finally looked over at her, I realized that besides a little shaken up, she was okay. That's when it hit me. People like this HOA owner, they think they can push people around because they think they're bigger, stronger, or more powerful. They think they can scare people off by throwing their weight around. Well, this guy had made a huge mistake. He had just picked on the wrong woman, and he was about to learn exactly who he was messing with. Now let me tell you a little bit about myself. Before I retired from the Navy, I was a SEAL for 20 years. I've trained and worked with some of the most elite soldiers this country has ever seen. It's not just hand-to-hand combat and weapons training. It's about strategy, planning, and knowing exactly what to do when things go south. Plus, I had a score to settle. When someone hurts one of my family members, I don't forget it. I remember every detail, every word, every look, and then I make sure that person pays for what they did. There's a saying in the military, leave no one behind. And I'm gonna need everybody to share this story and help this man. He needs support. You know what? I ain't got time for that crap. If anyone hurts my family, I won't rest until I make them pay. And I'm not talking about some revenge plot here. I'm talking about making them face the consequences of their actions. Okay? So I've got the info I need. Next step, I called a lawyer and told him I needed him to draw up some papers. I told him what had happened and what I wanted to do. Turns out he was actually really cool and agreed to help me out pro bono, which was awesome. While he drew up the paperwork, I called my wife in to look at some photos of the HOA officer and ask her if it was him. She confirmed it was, and I filed the police report, the first step in my plan. While all this was going on, I'd been keeping an eye on the Let us empower each other to take on those bullies head on and show them what we're made of.